So unfortunately, we didn't get to see any real action on it. So hoping that we get to some awesome late games.
So I'll tell you the maps I want to see here in TVZ. I want to see Atlas because I want to see how the map plays in that matchup.
Yeah.
Pardon us while we fix the scoreboard, of course. I want to see Abode because so many players have been playing on Abode lately.
Yeah. Right. For some reason, everyone likes to go to Abode some way or some form. That map seems to be having a lot of favor.
And Breaking Point. Would really like to see a TVZ on Breaking Point.
I'm trying to think, is a map that we haven't seen yet?
We have not seen Sandcastles.
We have not seen
That
Sandcastles.
is the only map which has not been played, which is kind of funny because, you know, we were playtesting these maps for the last few, maybe 2 weeks now. And Sandcastles is the one that I personally have played the most on. I've played it as Protoss, I've played it as Zerg, and I've played it in all matchups, but I have not yet played as a Terran on that map.
We'll have to try and convince him to do it. I know I said Beastie play Breaking Point again, and he just smiled, so maybe we'll have more some Breaking Point. But this is the map that we are currently on right here, guys. Very far top left corner is going to be Beastie as your orange Terran player. In the very far bottom right corner is going to be Jookto. Silver Sands is the map.
So one of the cool things about Silver Sands is the low ground third with the high ground Zelnaga tower directly above it. I really, really enjoy this feature, and it makes it that you kind of have to protect the high ground above your third, which is just oh so interesting indeed. Makes for a very intriguing mechanic.
As the game progresses, you still have to hold the Zelnaga as you move up to the fourth base in the top right corner. This whole Zelnaga is so important in terms of holding all these bases, so we could have situations where the Zelnaga is held, and we have the bases starting to curve for both players, which is really cool. I
like maps that reward map control.
Yeah.
For instance, Ohana. You know, Ohana's a map that I think rewards it maybe even a little too much because nothing can leave the base without being scouted on Ohana, essentially.
Yeah.
In terms of two bases, you know, the two base all-ins and things, it's easy. If you have Zerglings, you can be like, oh, look, my opponent's SCV Marine all-inning me.
Some also, by the way, this ramp can be closed out very quickly. 1 racks into Supply Depot. Not
nice.
A huge ramp, so it's done very fast. Again, guys, for those that are at
That's
home,
actually a very, very important mechanic.
especially for Terran.
Yeah,
like
100%
really
for them. Yeah, that's wow. That changes a lot about this map, actually.
I like it. I like variety. As mentioned, guys, if you want to check out all these maps, they are on StarCraft2Melee.net, SC2Melee.net. Check them out, give out ratings. All you got to do is make an account, and it's so easy to vote. On the actual website, the map makers are so hard on each other when it comes to maps. And we actually don't have really high ratings for all the maps because they're so hard on each other. A 6 to them is like a 10 to a normal person.
Yeah, what's Cloud Kingdom rated?
I have no idea. I think it's a little under 7, maybe like 7.2 or something like that. It's they're pretty low.
Very hard, yeah. And Cloud Kingdom is regarded as one of the best maps out there right now. Daybreak, I think, is widely said to be the best overall. But all right, so right off the bat, I'm looking at this map for TVZ, and the potential for 2 racks play frightens me. Because of this, you don't need to throw it out in the second supply depot, so you can actually get information based on when the second supply depot goes down, which is often a very important fact for Zerg players as they get in there, they see the late second supply depot, and they say, you could be proxy 2-racksing me. Also looking into the natural of our Zerg player, take a look at this area down here. I'm curious as to whether you could set up a double bunker wall there and essentially tuck Marines into the pocket while you complete those bunkers.
That is a strong possibility. You're right. We'll have to see. We'll tell BC to do it next game.
You could definitely do it on the right, above the ramp, actually. So it would be like right in this area. 1 bunker and a second. Yeah, I feel like that one would work if the lower one doesn't.
So to get your queen over there, though, you can defend it pretty nicely, but I don't know. We'll see, man, if we have that in actual gameplay whatsoever. Jookto getting very aggressive with creep now, using both his queens to go ahead and hop on there. He has a 3rd queen out already. Reactor Hellion will be the choice here for beastyqt. Actually moved into 2 gas. So it looks like he's going to go ahead and follow up really quickly into mechanical play here as we have a 2nd factory already on the way. Nice.
Cool. Yeah, Reactor Hellion opening here. 540 is when we typically see Reactor Hellions actually begin their construction, so this is a little bit late. But not by the largest margin.
For one reason. Hey, let's just go into the mid-late game. It seems like Beastie loves community maps. He will give feedback out like no other. I was when the community actually saw the players that were playing today, they were like, "Oh, Beasty's playing. It's really cool. He'll give out a lot of feedback." So it looks like he's choosing a build order to be able to head into mid-late game, so we can get a feel for the map.
Yep.
So I appreciate that. Looking in the jookto here, what is his plan here? Falling up into second gas very quickly here. Has not started up his speed. Most likely we'll get layer first, and there it goes right away. And there goes that third here. So look at him grabbing the Zelnaga already.
It's
It's
a little frightening.
So important.
Well, Beasty has gone for double factory reactor Hellions. And this is a build designed completely for map control and also to kill off some workers. But he's going to have map control. It's not going to be taken away easily at all by jookto, who is just now establishing his second and third gases at the natural expansion. And actually, those are third and fourth gases. It looks like they might be.
Yeah, looks like it already. Bam, bam. Third and fourth.
And he has 2 in his main. Yeah, so he's gassed up pretty quickly here.
Moving into one evolution chamber, starting to get some roaches on the field already.
That's very good for Beasty,
Yeah.
for jookto actually, that he has Roach Warren and is getting those out, because against double reactor Hellions, well, you can die quickly without roaches.
And look how important creep was to him to get in this little area. Look how many it took. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Literally 3 to 4 creep tumors of distance here to get this third. And he just started working on it very quickly.
Yeah.
Took out a couple of large decks in the early and went for gas instead, so he didn't have to make any units, just so we could get that third established. So nice play here, there, and then him falling up to the roaches helped out a lot. But look at all these Hellions now popping out for Beasty. He's about to get really aggressive, man.
Yeah, he is. He's going to be holding map control, as we were talking about. How many roaches are on the field right now for jookto?
We're going to check in the units tab.
5.
5. That's not going to hold off these many
Yep.
Hellions. They're going to charge right on in.
And they're really far out. You want those roaches. Oh,
wow.
my God. The drones are all lined up. The Hellions are able to slip by, and this could be some serious damage to jookto's
Oh my
economy.
gosh. A huge
Waves
volley.
of drones.
Barbecues happening left and right, guys. Who wants pork for dinner tonight? It looks like Beasty does.
Oh, my God. This is so many drones going down. What an incredible trade.
Right. You ready for the number?
beastyqt. It's 38.
It's 38? You think it's 38?
32.
All right. I think the chat wants it too, but I'm just
32.
holding off. Here we go. Here's the number. 32. Oh, my
32.
gosh. Look at you. Counting them drones, man.
Oh, man. That was some serious damage.
jookto has to go for a counterattack immediately. A supply depot wall is up for BC. It's going to slow it down just a tad bit, but that was actually a real huge investment there with that many Hellions. So it needs to prepare for this. It's already switching to Marauder Tech, expecting a Roach counter-aggression play. Can we have this held here by Beasty? Siege mode's not quite done.
Well, this is exactly what jookto needs to be doing, going for this counterattack. He can get in some, reciprocate the damage, basically, that has been done to him.
Oh, already on the way, 2 drones as well. 45 to 39 Harvesters being queued up behind this huge push.
Siege tanks are not done. There are not banelings with this army, so the bunker is not likely to fall. Siege tech is complete! And with it, beastyqt can begin mining once again.
Nice patience there from him. Not trying to get any free pokes on roaches. You might overextend and suddenly you lose out more units than you should have. He is supply blocked for a little bit, but again with the siege mode on the ramps there, he's got a total of 4 siege tanks available to him. He will be nice and fortified. But behind that, jookto did a good job of just droning like crazy. 49 to 45. Game is essentially even going into the mid game. Would like to see a third command center very soon. But actually looking at the infrastructure here for Beasty, really wants to ramp up. Oh my gosh.
That's really cool.
That is pretty cool.
But Stim is almost complete now, and beastyqt is going to be able to go for a big attack here with Stim, 4 siege tanks. No combat shields, but that actually doesn't matter so much against roaches. He can't fight this. Stim's not complete. jookto could very well die to this counter. At least he's got a lot of creep spread. This is actually going to work out incredibly well in his favor, but this is pretty scary, man.
Pushing forward.
There aren't a lot of Marines with this attack.
Transfusing as well. Yeah, the Marines number, that's
The Marauder makes a big difference, though. Oh, but
go.
2 siege tanks are so caught off guard here, and jookto just got in the damage he needed to survive this attack.
Well, there are Marines up the top right corner. They're coming for a flank, coming from the side, and pick off some drones potentially, and there they go right away as we have BC clearing out the rest of the creep in the middle of the map, and here comes medevacs as well, 2 at a time being queued up, and here come the Marines from the side. You're going to go straight for the drones. We'll be taking out 1, and maybe a couple more, but jookto a little bit too quickly there, and with the creep spread, we'll be able to catch on to those roaches, but
And
that allows
speed,
Beasty to move forward.
It does. Beasty is going very heavy into siege tanks, though, and that is going to hard counter the heavy roach composition we're seeing out of jookto. Burrowing his roaches, but Beasty sees it and gets in a lot of damage there against those roaches. Now the trap is revealed, and he wants to have a Raven with this army at this point because you do not want to continue blowing scans in order to catch burrowed roaches sneaking up on your army. and they're hard to see on creep.
Well, he's forced jookto to constantly keep producing roaches as well. 17 more on the way, and as siege tank and the upgrades start to pop out for him, the +1 infantry weapons, or +1 mechanical weapons, if he ever starts moving into that, you really start to hammer down on roaches very, very quickly. They group up so nicely, so much splash damage, kill them off very quickly as well. Actually, a little bit fearful here for jookto because he's staying with roaches 2, going +2 missile attacks.
But BC isn't making any marauders really, which is something in jookto's favor here. As much as there are tons and tons of siege tanks, they don't die that poorly without having marauder support. You know, the Marines are pretty squishy, and if you can get good flanks off, which jookto has already evidenced he's capable of, he just can't engage heads up. He can't go AWOC into an army of Marine tank with an army of roaches. But if he hits from many angles with these roaches, he can definitely take out this army of Beastie.
Well, we do have some Marines down here in the bottom right corner.
This is cool.
Oh, he's going straight for the third. Smart play here. And he barely missed that overlord in the top right corner, so jookto just barely missed out on it. There's a lot of area space here, so you got to be very active with your overlords. Roaches will come on back. The rest are burrowing their way straight to the natural. Medevacs will get picked up and pull on back.
But we did see that starport go to make the Raven, so let's actually take a look. Where is the Raven? There it is.
Nice.
So he'll spot these roaches. So this burrowed roach force. But here's the thing. This is going to be the flanking maneuver that jookto needs to defeat beastyqt. Siege tanks are unsieged, and 2 are going to go down, 3 likely immediately. Beautiful maneuver here out of jookto.
Catching him just slightly. Going to try and catch up some more roaches as well. If he burrows on down, ooh, the Raven there actually preventing that roach from burrowing under and getting a feel for how many siege tanks are coming. And he will chase them on back.
He will.
And it looks like he's still going to keep up the aggression here. Got a nice amount of siege tanks. There is a big drop in the top right corner with these Marines. The Marines are kind of just on a move here, so they're going to actually take a lot of damage from these roaches. A Beastie moving forward straight down the middle of the map, and the creep hasn't been replenished here
it has
from jookto, so that's actually a pretty big deal here for Beastie.
It's huge. Creep is the factor when you're going to hold off Marine siege tank timings. And there are a lot of tanks with this army. You just had it highlighted, Tim. It looked like 7, 8 tanks. 8 tanks with this army. It's quite a number.
Going to start sieging up, moving down this path, and he's hovering really close to these walls here to prevent any surrounds.
Yeah.
Grant, there is no speed, by the way, as well. Going to make the reinforcements a little bit harder. Here come the flanks. We have one good portion of roach in the top left corner, but he left siege tanks up as well.
Yeah, he did.
3 damage right away. Flank had to be perfect there. Roach is chasing right away. Siege tanks are dealing with the roaches on both ends here, but there's just too much firepower. Beastie is breaking through on the left side, but the siege tanks are getting roaches attacked into them. Are they going to go down? It's really close. No, he does save 2 of them.
Well, this is what we were talking about earlier, Tim. I mean, you've got 2 factory siege tanks against pure roach. This is not a composition that will win in the late game. In the middle stages of the game with the proper flanking, jookto can handle that. But in the end, it comes down to roaches just being not very cost-effective, even against Marines. Though a lot of tanks are going to be cleaned up right now, this is a huge victory, actually, for jookto, as beastyqt did not yet have the Marine support from his reinforcements, which are just now arriving.
Oh no, he's going to take down this army as well. Beastie breaking through, but jookto with the reinforcements should be able to break this down.
Man.
Marines are keeping the siege tanks actually back. See him microing them to prevent them from being able to run away. Marines and Mars will go and turn around. Some nice micro there from Beastie, but the siege tank is going to go down as well, and jookto is pushing this push back.
Wow.
Beastie, GGing.
So that really just boiled down to beastyqt not reinforcing his army for a long time, and then he started to when it was already too late, and it kind of just cascaded absolutely out of control because jookto killed all those siege tanks, and it wasn't by any means over at that point. But then Beastie didn't turn around with his forces until too late. He kind of was like, oh my god, my siege tanks are dying. I feel like he watched them die, and then went and realized that he was reinforcing and grabbed the fort. I mean, like, if those forces had been at home, he would have still been in that game, but...
Yeah. I don't know, and also with that map, I feel like it might just be a little bit too big as well. The reinforcements could have been better, but it still took him a little bit of a while time to actually get down there if you were to beeline. It allowed for a lot of counterattacks, and jookto was showing that with the roaches, picking off a couple of siege tanks. So maybe that map might be a little bit too big.
There were cool avenues for flanks and counterattacks and things of that nature out on the outskirts of the map.
Yeah.
But I feel like most of the action on Silver Sands is directly in the middle. I mean, it was just, you know, Marine tank walking down, roaches walking back, a lot of pushing back and forth on this central tug of war where you can kind of hit from the sides at the same time, but that's almost an afterthought or just an opportunity for flanks. It's not really an alternate attack route.
Well, guys, that was that map. We're going to have Beastie pick up another one. We'll be back with game number 2 after a quick commercial break.